Welcome to Wisdom Life, your go-to channel for personal growth, self-improvement, and mastering the skills that truly matter in life. Today, we're diving into a topic that can transform the way you connect with others, both personally and professionally. Think fast, talk smart, communication techniques. Have you ever felt your heart race, your palms sweat, or your mind go blank when you're asked to speak on the spot? Or maybe you've struggled to keep your audience engaged during a presentation? If so, you're not alone. In fact, 75% of people worldwide fear public speaking. But here's the good news: communication is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. As the great Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Today, I'll share practical techniques to help you think on your feet, speak with confidence, and connect deeply with your audience. Whether you're in a boardroom, a classroom, or a casual conversation. So, if you're ready to overcome your fears and unlock your full potential as a communicator, let's get started. Part 1. Spontaneous speaking and the common fear. Imagine this: you're in a meeting, and suddenly your boss calls on you to give an impromptu presentation. Or you're at a social event, and someone asks you a question that catches you off guard. How do you react? For many of us, the thought of speaking spontaneously fills us with dread. In fact, public speaking is often cited as one of the most common fears, even more so than death for some. As Steve Jobs wisely noted, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." But what if you could turn that fear into excitement? What if you could manage your anxiety and use it as fuel to deliver powerful, spontaneous speeches? Managing anxiety is crucial for effective communication. When we're anxious, our minds can go blank, and we struggle to articulate our thoughts. But with the right techniques, you can take control. Let's explore how to do just that. The fear of public speaking. Public speaking anxiety is incredibly common. It's natural to feel nervous when you're in the spotlight. But did you know that many successful speakers have learned to manage their anxiety? The key is to understand that it's okay to feel nervous. In fact, a bit of nervous energy can actually enhance your performance. The trick is to channel that energy in a positive way. Why manage anxiety? When we're anxious, our minds can go blank, and we struggle to articulate our thoughts. But with the right techniques, you can take control. Let's explore how to do just that. Anxiety can be a powerful force, but it doesn't have to control you. By recognizing and accepting your anxiety, you can learn to manage it effectively. As Ambrose Redmond famously said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear." When you recognize your anxiety, you can address it rather than letting it spiral out of control. Practical techniques to manage anxiety. One effective technique is to reframe public speaking as a conversation rather than a performance. Think of it as a dialogue where you're sharing your thoughts and ideas with people who are genuinely interested. This shift in perspective can make all the difference. Another powerful technique is deep breathing. When you feel anxious, take a moment to breathe deeply and focus on the present. This simple act can ground you and bring clarity to your thoughts. Let's practice a quick deep breathing exercise together. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale through your mouth. Feel the tension leaving your body. With practice, you'll find it easier to stay composed under pressure. Turning fear into excitement. What if you could turn your fear into excitement? What if you could see public speaking not as a threat but as an opportunity? This mindset shift can be incredibly powerful. Instead of dreading the moment you have to speak, start to see it as a chance to share your knowledge and connect with others. As Dale Carnegie said, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage." If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. By taking action and practicing your speaking skills, you'll build confidence and reduce your anxiety over time. Part 2. The importance of engaging your audience. Alright, let's dive into the next crucial aspect of effective communication: engaging your audience. As the saying goes, the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. George Bernard Shaw. This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of what we're discussing today. It's not just about speaking, it's about ensuring that your message is received and understood. Engaging your audience is the bridge that connects your words to their minds and hearts. Interactive exercises to enhance communication. One of the most effective ways to engage your audience is through interactive exercises. These activities not only make your presentation more dynamic but also help you practice and improve your spontaneous speaking skills. Let me share a couple of exercises that have proven to be incredibly beneficial. First, let's talk about the name mistake exercise. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone accidentally calls you by the wrong name. Instead of getting flustered, you continue the conversation smoothly. This exercise helps you stay calm and focused under pressure. It teaches you to keep your cool and maintain your train of thought, even when unexpected things happen. By practicing this, you'll find it easier to handle real-life situations where you might be caught off guard. Another fantastic exercise is the imaginary gift game. In this scenario, you're given an unexpected gift, and you have to respond spontaneously. This exercise helps you think on your feet and adapt quickly. It's all about being present in the moment and reacting naturally. By practicing these exercises, you'll become more adept at handling unexpected questions or comments during your presentations or conversations. Creating a comfortable environment. Creating a comfortable environment for your audience is essential. When people feel at ease, they're more receptive to your message, even if it's critical. Think about how you feel when someone makes you feel valued and heard. That's the kind of atmosphere you want to cultivate. By doing so, you can turn even the most challenging interactions into opportunities for growth and connection. One way to create this environment is by starting with a warm and friendly introduction. A simple smile and a genuine greeting can set a positive tone for the entire interaction. Another effective strategy is to use humor appropriately. A well-timed joke or a light-hearted comment can break the ice and make your audience feel more relaxed. Remember, the goal is to make your audience feel like they're part of a conversation, not just listeners. Engaging through storytelling. Storytelling is another powerful tool for engaging your audience. As Graham Greene said, "A story has no beginning nor end. Arbitrarily one chooses that moment of experience from which to look back or from which to look ahead." Stories have the unique ability to capture people's attention and make your message more memorable. When you share a personal anecdote or a relevant story, you create a connection with your audience. They can relate to your experiences and are more likely to remember your message. For example, if you're giving a presentation on time management, you might start with a story about a time when you struggled to balance your workload. By sharing your own challenges and how you overcame them, you make your message more relatable and engaging. Your audience will be more invested in what you have to say because they see themselves in your story. Practical tips for audience engagement. Here are a few practical tips to help you engage your audience effectively. 1. Ask questions. Encourage your audience to participate by asking them questions. This not only keeps them engaged but also gives you valuable feedback on their understanding and interest. 2. Use visual aids. Visual aids like slides, videos, or props can help illustrate your points and keep your audience's attention. Just make sure they complement your message rather than distract from it. 3. Vary your tone and pace. Monotony can quickly lose your audience's interest. Vary your tone, pitch, and pace to keep your delivery dynamic and engaging. 4. Make eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful way to connect with your audience. It shows that you're present and engaged, and it helps build trust and rapport. By incorporating these techniques into your presentations and conversations, you'll create a more engaging and interactive experience for your audience. Remember, the goal is not just to deliver information but to create a meaningful connection. Part 3. Managing anxiety when speaking. One of the most significant barriers to effective communication is the anxiety that often accompanies speaking in public or in unexpected situations. As we've discussed, anxiety can be a powerful force, but it doesn't have to control you. In this segment, we'll explore practical techniques to manage your anxiety and turn it into a positive force. Acknowledging and accepting your anxiety. The first step in managing anxiety is to acknowledge and accept it. As Ambrose Redmond famously said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear." When you recognize your anxiety, you can address it rather than letting it spiral out of control. It's important to understand that feeling nervous is natural and even beneficial in small doses. The key is to channel that energy positively. Reframing public speaking as a conversation. One effective technique is to reframe public speaking as a conversation rather than a performance. Think of it as a dialogue where you're sharing your thoughts and ideas with people who are genuinely interested. This shift in perspective can make all the difference. As Dale Carnegie said, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage." If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. By taking action and practicing your speaking skills, you'll build confidence and reduce your anxiety over time. Practical techniques to manage anxiety. Let's dive into some practical techniques that can help you manage your anxiety effectively. 1. Deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing is a powerful tool for calming your nerves. When you feel anxious, take a moment to breathe deeply and focus on the present. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale through your mouth. Feel the tension leaving your body. With practice, you'll find it easier to stay composed under pressure. This simple act can ground you and bring clarity to your thoughts. 2. Visualization. Visualization is another technique that can help you manage anxiety. Close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking confidently and effectively. Visualize the audience responding positively to your message. This mental rehearsal can help you feel more prepared and confident when the actual moment arrives. 3. Positive affirmations. Positive affirmations can also be incredibly effective. Repeat phrases like, "I am confident, I am prepared," or "I can handle this," to yourself before speaking. These affirmations can help shift your mindset from one of fear to one of confidence and control. Turning fear into excitement. What if you could turn your fear into excitement? What if you could see public speaking not as a threat but as an opportunity? This mindset shift can be incredibly powerful. Instead of dreading the moment you have to speak, start to see it as a chance to share your knowledge and connect with others. As Tony Robbins said, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today." By overcoming your doubts and embracing the opportunity, you can transform your fear into excitement and deliver powerful, spontaneous speeches. Practical exercise. The 3-minute anxiety break. Let's try a practical exercise that you can use whenever you feel anxious. It's called the 3-minute anxiety break. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Focus on your breathing and let go of any tension in your body. Visualize yourself speaking confidently and receiving positive feedback. Repeat a positive affirmation to yourself, such as, "I am calm and confident." This quick exercise can help reset your mindset and reduce your anxiety levels. Part 4. 4 essential steps to speaking spontaneously. Now that we've explored how to manage anxiety when speaking, let's move on to the practical steps that will help you speak spontaneously and effectively. Speaking off the cuff can be challenging, but with the right approach, you can turn it into a powerful tool for communication. 1. Remove mental barriers. The first step to speaking spontaneously is to remove any mental barriers that might be holding you back. Often, our minds are cluttered with overthinking and self-doubt, which can paralyze us when we need to speak. As Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today." To overcome this, you need to let go of the need for perfection and embrace the idea that it's okay to make mistakes. When you free your mind from the pressure of overthinking, you'll find it easier to speak naturally and confidently. 2. See the situation as an opportunity. The second step is to see every speaking situation as an opportunity. Instead of viewing it as a threat or a challenge, think of it as a chance to share your knowledge and connect with others. This shift in perspective can transform your anxiety into excitement. As Maya Angelou wisely noted, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." By choosing to see speaking opportunities as a chance for growth and connection, you'll approach them with a more positive mindset. 3. Slow down and listen. The third step is to slow down and truly listen. In spontaneous conversations, it's easy to get caught up in your own thoughts and lose focus on what the other person is saying. By slowing down and actively listening, you can gather more information, which will help you respond more effectively. As Stephen Covey said, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply." Make a conscious effort to understand the other person's perspective before you respond. This not only helps you formulate better responses, but also shows respect and builds rapport. 4. Use structured responses. The fourth and final step is to use structured responses. Even in spontaneous situations, having a framework for your thoughts can make a big difference. One effective model is the problem-solution benefit structure. Start by identifying the problem, then propose a solution, and finally, highlight the benefits of that solution. Another useful structure is what, why, how. Begin with what you're addressing, explain why it's important, and then describe how to move forward. These structures provide a clear and logical flow to your thoughts, making it easier for your audience to follow and understand. Practical exercise, the 30-second drill. Let's try a practical exercise to help you practice these steps. It's called the 30-second drill. Set a timer for 30 seconds and choose a random topic. Your goal is to speak for the full 30 seconds without stopping, using one of the structured response models we discussed. This exercise will help you get comfortable with speaking off the cuff and thinking on your feet. Remember to remove mental barriers, see the situation as an opportunity, slow down and listen, and use structured responses. Part 5. Exercises to develop flexible thinking. Now that we have a solid foundation in managing anxiety and structuring our spontaneous speech, let's focus on developing the flexibility in thinking that will truly set you apart as a communicator. Flexible thinking is the ability to adapt quickly and effectively to new information and changing circumstances. This skill is crucial for spontaneous speaking, as it allows you to respond confidently and appropriately in any situation. 1. The name mistake exercise. Let's start with an exercise that can help you overcome the fear of being caught off guard. This exercise is called the name mistake exercise. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone accidentally calls you by the wrong name. Instead of getting flustered, you continue the conversation smoothly. This exercise helps you stay calm and focused under pressure. It teaches you to keep your cool and maintain your train of thought, even when unexpected things happen. By practicing this, you'll find it easier to handle real-life situations where you might be caught off guard. 2. The imaginary gift game. Another fantastic exercise is the imaginary gift game. In this scenario, you're given an unexpected gift, and you have to respond spontaneously. This exercise helps you think on your feet and adapt quickly. It's all about being present in the moment and reacting naturally. By practicing these exercises, you'll become more adept at handling unexpected questions or comments during your presentations or conversations. 3. Asking questions and using conversational language. One of the most effective ways to develop flexible thinking is to engage in conversations where you ask questions and use conversational language. Instead of just providing answers, ask open-ended questions that encourage further discussion. This not only helps you gather more information but also keeps the conversation flowing naturally. As Dale Carnegie said, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." By showing genuine interest and using conversational language, you build stronger connections and improve your ability to think flexibly. Practical exercise, the Quick Think Challenge. Let's try a practical exercise to help you develop flexible thinking. It's called the Quick Think Challenge. Set a timer for 1 minute and choose a random topic. Your goal is to speak for the full minute without stopping, asking open-ended questions and using conversational language. This exercise will help you get comfortable with thinking on your feet and adapting to new information. Remember to stay calm, stay focused, and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Part 6. Using storytelling and structure in communication. Effective communication isn't just about delivering information, it's about making your message memorable and impactful. One of the most powerful tools in your communication arsenal is storytelling. As Graham Greene said, "A story has no beginning or end. Arbitrarily, one chooses that moment of experience from which to look back or from which to look ahead." This quote beautifully captures the essence of storytelling. It's about connecting moments and experiences to create a compelling narrative. In this segment, we'll explore how structuring your communication through storytelling can make your message more engaging and persuasive. The power of structured presentation. Structured presentations are essential for clarity and impact. When you present your ideas in a clear, organized manner, your audience can follow along more easily and retain the information better. A well-structured presentation not only helps you stay on track but also builds credibility and trust with your audience. Effective structures for communication. Let's dive into 2 highly effective structures that can transform your communication. 1. Problem-solution benefit. This structure is incredibly powerful for persuasive communication. Start by clearly defining the problem. Make sure your audience understands the issue at hand. Then, present your solution. Explain how your solution addresses the problem effectively. Finally, highlight the benefits. What positive outcomes will your audience experience as a result of adopting your solution? This structure helps you present your ideas in a logical and compelling way. Example: imagine you're presenting a new marketing strategy to your team. You start by outlining the current challenges in your marketing efforts problem. Then, you introduce the new strategy and explain how it will address these challenges solution. Finally, you highlight the benefits, such as increased market share, higher customer engagement, and improved brand visibility benefit. This structure makes your presentation clear, persuasive, and memorable. 2. What, why, how. This structure is equally effective for engaging your audience. Start with what, a clear statement of your main idea or proposal. Then explain why it's important. This step is crucial for building relevance and urgency. Finally, outline how you plan to achieve it. This structure helps you build a strong case and keep your audience engaged. Example: suppose you're pitching a new project to your manager. You begin by stating the project's main objective, what. Next, you explain why this project is crucial for the company's growth and success, why. Finally, you detail the steps and resources needed to implement the project, how. This structure ensures that your message is clear, compelling, and actionable. The role of storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful way to bring your structured presentation to life. Stories make your message more relatable and memorable. They help you connect with your audience on an emotional level, which is essential for effective communication. When you share a personal anecdote or a relevant story, you create a bond with your audience. They can see themselves in your story, which makes your message more impactful. Example: if you're speaking about the importance of teamwork, you might share a story about a time when your team overcame a significant challenge through collaboration. This story illustrates your point and makes it more memorable. Your audience will not only understand the importance of teamwork but also feel inspired by your experience. Practical exercise: the story structure drill. Let's try a practical exercise to help you integrate storytelling and structure into your communication. It's called the story structure drill. Choose a topic and create a short presentation using one of the structures we discussed. Incorporate a relevant story to illustrate your main points. Practice delivering your presentation, focusing on clarity, engagement, and impact. This exercise will help you become more comfortable with using structured storytelling to enhance your communication. Part 7. Handling challenging situations when speaking in public. No matter how well prepared you are, there will always be moments when speaking in public becomes challenging. Whether it's a tough question, a skeptical audience, or an unexpected interruption, knowing how to handle these situations gracefully can make all the difference. In this segment, we'll explore strategies to manage these challenging moments effectively. 1. Recognizing and adjusting your response. The first step in handling challenging situations is to recognize and adjust your response. When faced with a difficult question or a skeptical audience, it's crucial to stay calm and composed. As Peter Drucker said, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said." Pay attention to the underlying concerns and emotions behind the question or reaction. This will help you respond more effectively and empathetically. 2. Diversifying your presentation style. Diversifying your presentation style can also help you manage challenging situations. When you use a variety of techniques and formats, you keep your audience engaged and make it easier to pivot if something isn't working. For example, if you notice that your audience is losing interest, you might switch from a lecture format to an interactive Q&A session. This change can re-engage your audience and create a more dynamic interaction. 3. Rephrasing questions for clarity. When faced with a difficult or confrontational question, take a moment to rephrase it for clarity. This technique not only ensures that you understand the question correctly but also gives you a few extra seconds to think about your response. Rephrasing can also help diffuse tension by showing that you're actively listening and seeking to understand the questioner's perspective. Example: imagine you're giving a presentation and someone asks a very complex question. Instead of feeling pressured to answer immediately, you might say, "Let me make sure I understand your question correctly. Are you asking about the impact of specific aspect on related topic?" This rephrasing gives you time to think and ensures that you're addressing the question accurately. Practical exercise: the difficult question drill. Let's try a practical exercise to help you practice handling difficult questions. It's called the difficult question drill. Set a timer for 5 minutes and prepare a short presentation on a topic you're familiar with. Have a friend or colleague ask you a series of challenging questions during your presentation. Practice staying calm, rephrasing the questions for clarity, and providing thoughtful responses. This exercise will help you become more comfortable with handling unexpected questions and maintaining your composure under pressure. Example: if you're presenting on a new product launch, your friend might ask, "How do you plan to address the negative reviews we've received so far?" You could respond by rephrasing the question. "You're asking about our strategy for addressing the negative feedback we've received, right?" Then, proceed to explain your plan. This approach shows that you're engaged and prepared to address concerns directly. Staying positive and professional. No matter how challenging the situation, it's essential to stay positive and professional. Even if you don't have an immediate answer to a question, you can always say, "That's a great question. I'll need to look into that further and get back to you." This response shows that you're committed to providing accurate information and that you value the questioner's input. Example: if someone asks a question that you're not prepared to answer, you might say, "I appreciate your question. It's an important issue, and I'll make sure to research it and follow up with you soon." This approach maintains your credibility and keeps the interaction positive. Practical exercise: the Stay Positive Challenge. Let's try another practical exercise to help you stay positive and professional under pressure. It's called the Stay Positive Challenge. Set a timer for 3 minutes and have a friend or colleague ask you a series of difficult or confrontational questions. Your goal is to respond positively and professionally to each question, even if you don't have all the answers. This exercise will help you build the habit of staying calm and composed in challenging situations. Part 8. Using humor and cultural awareness in communication. In today's globalized world, effective communication often requires more than just mastering the language. It also involves understanding cultural nuances and knowing how to use humor appropriately. In this segment, we'll explore how to incorporate humor into your communication while being mindful of cultural differences. 1. Checking before using humor. Humor can be a powerful tool to break the ice and build rapport, but it can also backfire if not used appropriately. As Mark Twain said, "Humor is mankind's greatest blessing." However, this blessing can turn into a curse if you don't consider your audience. Before incorporating humor into your communication, it's crucial to check its effectiveness and appropriateness. Example: imagine you're giving a presentation to a diverse audience. You decide to start with a lighthearted joke to ease the tension. Before sharing the joke, consider the cultural backgrounds of your audience. A joke that might be funny in one culture could be offensive in another. To check its effectiveness, you might share the joke with a few trusted colleagues from different backgrounds and observe their reactions. This step can help you avoid potential misunderstandings and ensure that your humor lands well. 2. Avoiding humor when unsure. If you're not sure how your humor will be received, it's better to err on the side of caution. Using humor that might be misunderstood or offensive can damage your credibility and harm your relationships. As the saying goes, when in doubt, leave it out. This principle applies especially to humor in professional settings. Example: consider a scenario where you're presenting to a group of international clients. You're tempted to use a cultural reference in a joke, but you're unsure if it will be understood or appreciated. In this case, it's safer to avoid the joke altogether. Instead, focus on building rapport through shared interests or common goals. This approach ensures that your message is received positively and that you maintain a professional demeanor. 3. Understanding cultural expectations. Understanding the cultural expectations of your audience is essential for effective communication. Different cultures have different norms and expectations when it comes to humor, formality, and interaction. By being aware of these differences, you can tailor your communication to be more inclusive and respectful. Example: if you're working with a team from a culture that values formality and respect for hierarchy, you might need to adjust your communication style accordingly. Instead of using casual humor, you might focus on clear, respectful communication. On the other hand, if you're working with a team that appreciates a more relaxed and humorous approach, you can incorporate lighthearted jokes and anecdotes to build rapport. Practical exercise: the Cultural Awareness Challenge. Let's try a practical exercise to help you develop cultural awareness in your communication. It's called the Cultural Awareness Challenge. Set a timer for 5 minutes and research a culture that is different from your own. Focus on understanding their communication norms, humor, and expectations. Then, write a short speech or presentation that incorporates this cultural awareness. Practice delivering it, paying attention to how you adjust your tone, language, and humor to fit the cultural context. Example: if you're researching Japanese culture, you might learn that humor is often more subtle and indirect. In your presentation, you might use gentle, self-deprecating humor rather than bold or sarcastic jokes. This approach shows respect for cultural norms and helps you connect with your audience more effectively. Staying sensitive and inclusive. In all your communications, strive to be sensitive and inclusive. Avoid stereotypes and assumptions, and always aim to understand and respect the diverse backgrounds of your audience. By doing so, you create an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. Example: when addressing a multicultural audience, you might start by acknowledging the diversity in the room and expressing your appreciation for the different perspectives. This gesture sets a positive tone and shows that you value inclusivity. Thank you for joining us on this journey to enhance your communication skills. We've covered a lot of ground today, from managing anxiety and engaging your audience to using humor and cultural awareness effectively. Remember, the key to thinking fast and talking smart is practice and preparation. As you continue to develop these skills, you'll find yourself more confident and effective in any speaking situation. Here are a few final tips to keep in mind. 1. Practice regularly. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with speaking spontaneously. Try to incorporate the techniques we've discussed into your daily interactions. Whether it's a conversation with a friend or a presentation at work, practice helps build confidence and fluency. 2. Stay curious and open. Always be open to learning and improving. Seek feedback from others and be willing to adapt your approach based on what you learn. Staying curious and open-minded will help you stay engaged and continue to grow as a communicator. 3. Be kind to yourself. Improving your communication skills is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments when you feel nervous or make mistakes, and that's okay. Be kind to yourself and remember that every experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. 4. Connect with your audience. Always strive to connect with your audience on a personal level. Whether you're speaking to one person or a room full of people, remember that effective communication is about building relationships. By being genuine, empathetic, and engaging, you can create meaningful connections that last. We hope this video has given you valuable insights and practical tools to enhance your communication and presentation skills. Remember, the ability to think fast and talk smart is within your reach. Keep practicing, stay curious, and never stop learning. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Life for more tips and insights on personal and professional development. Until next time, keep shining.